right, in the last lesson, we were talking about no follow links, okay, and affiliates. And I mentioned that affiliates should be no follow, okay, and in theory it is true, okay. The official stance, right, is that affiliate links should be no follow, okay. That's the official stance. However, while I was playing with the tool that I'm going to show you guys on a few sites, and I noticed basically while I was using it that the sites that I went to were using follow links for their affiliates, okay? So at first I was kind of like, maybe they didn't know, maybe they weren't aware of the stance on the official stance of using those types of links properly, or, you know, maybe they didn't care. But it made me look into it a little bit further, and it just highlighted a couple of things that I wasn't actually very, like, completely aware of before. So in practice, it's not 100% true. It's not completely true that you should be using no follow links, okay? Because Google's current algorithm actually identifies affiliate links and banners, okay? And it automatically takes them out of your SEO equation, okay? So this information, it actually comes from Matt Cutts of Google, okay? Who's kind of their SEO guru and engineer. Mike says official. Who says Google? Actually, yes. Essentially, right, Matt Cutts said, because they know about the majority of the affiliate networks that are out there, they've designed the algorithm to purposefully not follow those links, okay, which basically means that they most likely won't penalize you for using follow links when you're linking to your affiliates, okay, as long as they're relevant. So what that means is that you don't really need to worry about your links to affiliates and fiddling with those, okay, as long as the affiliates are relevant and used in the normal way that they should be. So if your site is linking to all sorts of affiliates that have nothing to do with your content, that's a totally different story, okay? But it seems as though if you are using affiliate links the way that you should be, you don't need to worry about the follow, no follow linking, okay? Also, just a quick highlight, okay? I wasn't able to get hold of a back end just yet, but I will be putting together a bonus video for you as soon as I can, okay? Just to show you how to select whether a link should be a follow or no follow. It's literally a little box that you tick, okay? Okay, so now, right, because this algorithm that talks about the follow, no follows links, okay, because it identifies the links for what they are, you don't get the usual benefit of a follow link, okay, because the algorithm essentially ignores them. So does that make sense? Is everybody with me on this? Guys, Google takes out affiliate links for you, okay? That's pretty much it. You know, I mean, we were talking about it in the office, myself and a couple of my colleagues here, and we were saying, you know, that it's general knowledge that affiliates are no follow, but there is this whole concept, okay? So everybody with me? Wonderful. Loads of yeses. Okay, so Annika, you're very welcome. No problem. So guys, last week spoke about Moz a little bit, and looked at that domain authority checker. I don't think I got that far, okay? So let me bring Moz up. Right, so guys, I did reach that daily limit, but today we're going to have a look at Moz again when it comes to looking at links that we find on web pages, okay? So I had a look at a couple of different tools, and tried a couple of different ones, but Moz really seemed to have the best one, okay? And I feel like the more you can get out of one specific tool, the better, right? So now I know some of you guys tried out Moz and played around with it a bit after we spoke last week, and some of you were using it before, obviously, but has anyone actually used the Moz bar? There we go, and it gives us a tutorial as well, okay? So here we go. Richard just loaded it. David says, not familiar with Mozbar. Monique is no. Richard, yes, the free one. Siobhan says, no. Terry, clear. Okay, cool. So this is your Mozbar, this thing at the top here, where it's all like green. Okay, so we're going to close the tutorial. I suggest you guys go and have a look at that yourselves, but you can. Okay, let's first look in how you get it, okay? Again, I would say use it for Chrome, okay? So all you need to do is you go to the Chrome store and you add it literally by clicking on that button there, okay? So it helps you out with all of this stuff. So very, very easy stuff. And then it shows up on the top bar here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use it, and we're going to go into Google, okay? Oops, and it's not showing up for us for some or other reason. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. Okay. So there's our Moz bar. Right. Okay, guys, what you can look at here, okay, is, so you do need a login, okay, and then it gives you all sorts of different tools that you can play with regards to the Moz bar, okay. But let's have a look. You've got your Moz bar there. We've got it downloaded, okay. So what you can do here, okay, let's have a look at your on-page elements. So you click this little button here right next to the name. Sorry, Byron said he's heard of the Mars bar, but not a Moz bar. Okay, so the Moz bar is essentially, it's a really handy little tool. Okay, so if you click on the left-hand side here, there's kind of the page search, the page element, like analysis button. It brings up everything to do with the page that you're on. Okay, so if you scroll down through it, if it lets me, it'll kind of give you all of the information that's on that page, okay? And then it gives you, more importantly, your link metrics, okay? So hang on, you can highlight your links. And here's where the really cool part is, okay? So let's have a look at a particular website, okay? So someone want to give me a website that we can look at? Anyone? So there we go. Even better. All right, so we've got our links up there. We've got our internal, our external, and highlight. Okay, let's scroll it down a bit. So your internal links, okay? So everything that you would click on here, this is a great example. Thank you, Jatin. Would link to a page within the same website, okay? So that makes up some of your internal linking structure. Does that make sense to everybody? So if I click here, it'll take me to another page within that website. Okay, and you can tell that those are your internal links, okay? Then there are our external links, right? We're going to have a better look at these a little bit later, but we've got our followed, more importantly, and our not followed links, okay? So follow links, it'll tell you how people have navigated around the page. It gives you a lot more information about your user journey because that information is documented, okay? But you don't seem to have any no-follow links. So interesting stuff here. Let's have a look at, what's a good one? So Sumi.ie. Okay, let's have a look at her page, okay? Just bring that up so we can have a look at how many people she links to, okay? So let's do that. So what are her follow links? Okay, so these are followed. You can see it's kind of pretty fair to say a lot of it's internal linking, so it's all followed. You can see when people are directed off of it. It tracks that information, okay? Then you've got your no follow links, okay? And you can see where the no follows are. If she's got no follow links, she doesn't seem to have any. We're doing very well here, guys. So you tell me, what would your no-follow links be, guys? What would give you a no-follow link? Can you remember? Referrals. We've got referrals. A site you don't trust, Diane says. Paid. Referrals. Exactly. Okay, so we don't seem to, but what you can do is you can see on pages, okay, where your follow and your no follows are, okay? So for an advertisement, let's see. It's all right. Okay. Actually, Pumilani, that is excellent. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so let's have a look. No, I'll tell you what, I'll come back to it. But basically, that's a really, really cool little tool here for you. I would really, really think about downloading this, okay? Your premium version is going to give you a lot more further access. So for your website, actually here's one. Duh, should have thought of this first. Okay, here we go. The Content Marketing Institute. Big surprise there. So we've got our follow links. You can see there where you want to track the follow links. Okay, we've seen a lot of follow links, and then we've got our no follow links. Okay, so you can see here the no follow link is like the expander for that one particular story. Your adverts would be the same. Okay, so let's see here. Scroll through. There's a huge, I mean, it would be the little things like that, the expanding, the, that sort of thing, okay? But I know it doesn't make a huge amount of sense right now, but it will, okay? So you can see when they're referring to other people, that takes you to another person's page. You're all with that. Okay, but do you have a download of it? Take a look through it. Mike says, have downloaded the Mozbar, but it only appears as an icon in the top right-hand corner of my browser window. So what I do, I just click it. And then it either opens up or it closes. Okay? So try to do that, or restart your browser. Okay? It's a fun little tool. So anyway, I think we've spent a lot of time on that one. Guys, your internal links are exactly that, okay? They are... So what I was telling you about that, the internal versus the external links, okay? Your internal links are the ones that go from one page of your domain or your website to another page within that website, okay? Then on the other hand, your external links, and you know, we've really talked about this one quite a bit, okay, are the links that are going to other domains. So when we're thinking about our links, okay, we need to have a good idea. We need to really be thinking about our link structure. Okay, and the best way to do that is to keep in mind our user's experience. It's really, really important. Okay, so Google places a huge amount of importance on user experience. And guys, therefore, their bots that go through those websites and index them, they need to have a clear path from one of your pages to another. I mean, and obviously so do human beings that are browsing your websites, right? So in theory, by pleasing one, you're pleasing both, okay? You're pleasing the other as well. Your internal links, okay, when we're looking at them, so that's our links contained within that website that go from one page to another, okay, there's that little diagram there on the right-hand side, which is actually from Moz, okay? It simplifies that basic idea that you want to be looking for. So what we're looking at is, you know, you need your home page. Let me point this out to you, okay? So we've got our home page here. This is the very front page of your website, okay? And then there's a clear path to all of the sub pages, okay? 1, 2, 3. 3 sub pages, okay? This is a top-down pyramid style of websites, okay? With the main page at the top, and then all of the additional ones going down from that, okay? This is a structure for a website. So it makes the structure of your website really, really easy to follow, okay? It's nice and clear, okay? Let me just bring that up. It's a really nice, clear structure. It's pyramid shaped. I mean, it's pretty simple to look at that way. They have to be easy to follow, okay? And guys, not only the people that get to your site, but it's also got to be really easy for the search engine bots that are going to be crawling and indexing your pages. They also need a clear path to get to where they're going as well, okay? So now at the lower levels where you get into the sub pages, the sub pages here, you can also have those linked to one another as well, which we'll look at in just a little bit when we're talking about when and why to link. So does that make sense so far to everybody? Because we've got our internal and our external links, and then our external links are either follow or no follow, okay? Internal links always follow. 100%, okay. Got loads of yeses coming through. Okay, so that's a good link structure there, okay? But here is an example of a bad one, right? So say here you've got your home page, Okay, and then you've got your multitude of sub pages there, right, on your domain, and they're there as well, and they've got a variety of different pieces of information in them. And your search bots, the guys, these little colorful dudes at the top here, they are coming to index and crawl through your pages, to index your pages, okay, and they're going to start with your home page, obviously. So if you have links going from, you know, your home page to your sub pages, B and D to start off with, the green ones, right? So those ones there. Your bots can then go from the home page to those pages, right? But if you don't have any links that go to pages C and E, your bots cannot index them, okay? That's pretty much essentially what it is. So it also means that they won't be showing up in search engine results if your bots don't know that they're there. Okay, so if you think about this from the human experience, right? From your user experience, it's going to be the same thing. So if they get to one of your pages and they can't easily navigate from one to the other, then that's creating a really bad user experience, okay? And these are the things that impact your SEO quite strongly. So we do talk a lot about value and creating value. Well, there is huge value in the user experience. Mike asked, do Google bots show up in Google Analytics? No, they don't. They don't. No. So what happens with the bots is they're kind of unique to Google. Okay. So what you do is you have to submit a web map, like a website map, okay, to Google, so that their bots, they'll come and index your website eventually, but to get the ball rolling and to be quite accountable and nice and straightforward, you give them your sitemap, okay, to begin with. And I show you guys how to do that on this course. And then they send the bots out and they come and troll your pages and register and index everything so that they go back to the Google database, so that when people search for you online, when they use the keywords that you've been using in your website alongside a whole bunch of other factors, then you will show up in those results pages, okay? Does that make sense? You with me? Okay, so we talk about that value and how important it is to put value on the user experience, okay? Your user experience is a massive opportunity for you to be able to kind of thrive ahead of your competitors, okay? So just a couple of tips on your internal links, okay? So firstly, the more content you've got, so the more blog posts, as an example, the more links you're going to have, okay? And the more links you're going to have internally, the more positive points you're going to get for SEO. And yes, guys, for internal links, you're going to want to be using follow links, all right? You're linking from your own content to your own content, and there's no issues with follow or no follow, okay? Just use follow links for all of your internal structuring. The bots do need to follow them through your site, okay? You also want to make sure that your links are natural, okay? And this goes back to your user experience side of things. So again, you want to focus on relevancy. So when you're linking from one piece of content to another, make sure the two pieces are relevant to each other, you know, as much as you can, okay? Users like it, and Google likes it as well. All right, next, because the links should be natural and they should be relevant, you also want to use a reasonable number of links, okay? So this is a tricky one because there isn't a real set answer on what a reasonable number of links is, but if you are looking at your post, it's what I was saying in the last lesson, okay? If you're looking at your post and you're thinking, wow, that is a lot of links, then it might be too many, okay? So firstly, you don't want to offer the reader too many choices. You're going to confuse them. You really should have it clear in your mind when you're creating a piece of content what you're going to reference in that piece of content and what would be valuable to the person reading that piece of content, okay? And only link to those. So what we're really saying here is we're always looking to add value, okay? So don't link to something that isn't valuable to your viewer or the reader of your content, okay? So I'm scared to ask, are there any questions about internal links? Richard asked, what do you mean by natural? So what I mean by natural is make it a natural flow, okay? So if you think of your own experience using a website, you wouldn't go from the home page to an article to, what's another one? Or to an about page and then from that about page being linked to an article, unless it was a special circumstance, okay? It's got to make sense. There's a little bit of common sense involved in this, okay? Think of how you use websites and what feels natural there. Does that make sense? Lamek is asking, how do we know that there's more than one bot? So this is irrelevant to us. Guys, we don't need to know how many bots there are. It's just like a little quirky phrase that we use for tracking software that Google uses, okay? So it allows them to track and map out exactly how your content's laid out. I don't know how it works. I don't know the details of how exactly that program works, but it's very, very effective, okay? Should internal links open in a new tab or in the same tab? It really, I mean, David, I think that depends on you. Internal links, if you think about someone scrolling through your website, what I would say is have it as a default opening in the same tab, okay? Because they're browsing through one website. They're not looking, that's what would make most sense to me. Mike says, so Moz is really the best tool to get a visual sitemap of which link goes where. Yeah, it gives you a good idea visually from top down where everything is. Mike says, external links always in a new tab. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Not necessarily, not everybody does it, but it is a lot handier when they open it in a new tab so that it means that you are not directing people completely away from your website. Priya had a question. Wonderful. Okay, so let us move along. If you guys do have questions, hold on to them for the Q&A, okay? Priya saying, no questions, my blog is my website, so what do I do about links? Will it mean or ensure that my follow links are relevant to my blogs? Reference other blogs in your blog, okay? Or other blogs, other articles in the blog post, as long as they're relevant. Or other companies even, other websites. Okay, as long as it's relevant. As I was saying, you know, if you're thinking that there are too many links there, there are too many links there. Okay, guys, so let us move along swiftly. All right, so we're going to talk about external links pretty briefly here. Okay, so our external links are essentially going to be outbound links, okay? So similar to everything that we've talked about with getting backlinks from other third-party websites, these are links where you're actually sending your viewers elsewhere, you know, so you're directing them away from your page. Why, guys, would we use outbound links? I know we've spoken about it a little bit, but why do you think that would be the case? Lemise says, I'm happy to see Shaw Academy created a new tab for their internal link, join webinar. It just makes sense, doesn't it? It's all about the user experience here. Jakub, I will not hear sound on your side if you have noise, okay? Richard says it reinforces a statement. Get traffic to your website, Monique says. For affiliates, Jatin, wonderful. To reference content relevant to your site because it creates authority. Richard, wonderful. Excellent. Okay, great stuff. So guys, when it comes to our outbound links, less is more, okay? As we said with our inbound links, be reasonable in the number of links you're using, okay? With outbound links, be a little bit stricter again, okay? Really, guys, you want to only use outbound links when they really add value to the content that you're posting. Okay, so we said that about internal links as well, but with outbound links, it's even more the case. So when you're doing outbound, you want to add value, but at the same time, you're keeping people within your own web pages. So really, it's much of what can be found there should be relevant and valuable. But when you're outbounding or you are using, you're linking outbound, you're endorsing someone else's content. So just be incredibly sure that it's extremely relevant to your content and worthwhile losing a reader over, and that it adds a ton of value to the reader. Just remember, with an outbound link, you're sending people away. Guys, you're sending your readers to someone else's content, so use it wisely. So there are two main benefits of outbound linking. Okay, so the first one is that you're demonstrating the relevance of your content to the search engines. So linking to relevance and good content that's already well recognized by Google is going to help your authority. Okay, also linking to external sites is going to help you to build relationships with other content creators and with bloggers and with influencers. Okay, when you're creating links to someone else's content, you might find that they start reading your content as well. And you never know, you might get a backlink as well. So guys, I think we covered external and outbound backlinks, or external outbound backlinks, all of that good stuff, quite a bit in general. So we should be pretty clear here. But are there any questions about this before we move on? Valerie says, Yvette says, do we need permission for the website from the website owner for outbound links? Not necessarily all the time. If you think about it, I mean, if I were to quote something from the Harvard Dictionary website, or refer to, say I was writing an article that references a story that happened previously. I'm a news writer, and I don't want to have to explain the entire story of this news piece because it'll make my piece too long. I link to that website. I'm not going to ask the other website, whether it's okay for me to use that link. I would use common sense here as well. If you are looking to promote a product or something like that without their nod, you might run into a little bit of trouble. But you don't necessarily need the permission, but it doesn't hurt. Like I said in the last lesson, it doesn't hurt to ask. If you're unsure, go and ask. Okay, cool. So covered all of that extensively. It's all in your summary notes. Lamek says that's newsjacking. Not quite, Lamek. It's referencing a news story. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull up this Mozbar again. Mike speaking of the Mozbar. And we're going to look at our internal and external links as well. Okay, so, okay. Excellent. So let's have a look. Right, we're going to go back to the Content Marketing Institute. How about that? And we'll look at our internal and external links now. So, external. Okay, you can see they're linking here. It's backlinking. Gartner predicted, so that's obviously linking to that article where they predicted or had that report. Marcus says all you can hear is click, click, click. Sorry about that. So you can see your external links, but your internal links are here. It's very easy to see, okay? And you can expect all of those to be follow links as well. Pretty much. Yeah, there you go. So, does that make sense to everybody? You can see these are all internal links. Let's see if we have more external links. So you could see all of these that links internally. That obviously links to a subscription page.